Okay. So, devotional service, chapter 12. This is Bhakti Yoga. So, this chapter begins with Arjuna asking Lord Krishna. He is asking about the kind of devotees. There are two types of devotees, and he is saying, between these two, who is considered perfect? Who is more perfect? He is asking. So he says, the devotee who is worshipping, doing devotional service to the Lord's personal form, Lord's Archa Vigraha, or there are people, transcendentalists meditating on impersonal Brahman. So personal form is better or impersonal Brahman? Which one is better? So Krishna replies, the devotee who fixes his mind on my personal form, he is most perfect. That's what Krishna is going to tell in this chapter. Very small chapter, 20 verses only, but very, very deep meaning. Bhakti Yoga. This is the most important chapter in the whole of Bhagavad Gita. That is why it is in the middle of Bhagavad Gita. So Lord Krishna is emphasizing that path of devotion is the highest among all kinds of spiritual practices that we may do. And he says that we may need to have it will not be it's not natural for us, for these we struggling souls. It is not very natural that we get devotion immediately. It's not like, somebody is giving you a gift and you get it and you say, oh, okay, I've got it, now I can do it. No, it requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of discipline. It requires, you have to cultivate that habit. It's not one day you don't do, you say, okay, second day also you'll say, it's okay, I will leave it. Third day you will say, okay, I will do tomorrow. Slowly, slowly, the habit is gone. So it needs consistent efforts to cultivate it. That is what Lord Krishna is saying. So let's see. So we are going to see bhakti is the best progressive stages of devotion and qualities that Krishna loves. Let's see that. अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चापक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः. Yes, Aishwari Mataji.
Arjuna inquired, which is considered to be more perfect? Those who are properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. In last chapter, last line was mat karma krit mat paramaha mat sang mat. What was that? Mat karma krit mat paramaha mat bhakta sanga varjitaha nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yes samameti pandava. So what was he saying? Who are the characteristic? What are the characteristics of the devotee? Mat karma krit, somebody who is engaged in doing Krishna's work. Mat karma krit mat paramaha, who is considering Krishna as the supreme. Mad Bhakta, completely in love with Krishna, is devoted to Krishna. Sangha Varjita, he is not at all attached to anything. Nirvera, he doesn't have anybody no enmity to anybody, right? So he's saying that is the essence of Bhagavad Gita in chapter 11, last verse. So far he has explained all kinds of personal, impersonal. He's showed universal form also, right? And he has also showed all kinds of devotees, all kinds of yogis. So what happened? Transcendentalists who are doing spiritual sadhana, we can divide them into two classes. One, impersonalists, and two, personalists. Now, who are they? Personalists are those who are engaged. They put all their energy, they put all their faith, all their shraddha, everything in the service of Lord. They are personalists. And impersonalists are those who engage in the service of Krishna only, but they meditate. They meditate on the impersonal Brahman. They will focus on something. They will sit and they try to do all Ashtanga Yoga and all. So those are impersonalists. They are focusing on unmanifested. The personalists, they see the Archa Vigraha, they look at Lord Krishna and pray that way. So now Arjuna is trying to ask. He's trying to ask the answer to this question. He says, Krishna, which process is easier and which process do you think is most perfect? So Arjuna, he already experienced in 11th chapter, right? He saw the universal form, he saw Narayana form. He was not getting attached to any of it. He was attached only to one and only Saumya Rupa, that Shama Sundar, two-handed form, that Krishna. He was only attached to that. He could not relate himself to the universal form or the Narayana form also. He was already attached to Krishna in that form, two-handed form, and he felt that is best because he could thus understand actually that all other forms are there, but he couldn't he couldn't have that love for Krishna in those forms. So the most important question that Arjuna asked was to clarify the distinction between impersonalist and personal conceptions of absolute. Let's see. Who is the higher transcendentalists from the following?
Devotee of Lord.
Devotee of Lord. Very nice. Correct. Living entity is not the material body. He is not, we are not the body, we are the
Spirit soul.
spirit soul. Correct. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Maya Veshamano Ye Mam Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Te Me Yukta Tamamataha. Yes, Surika Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The blessed Lord said, "He whose mind is fixed on my personal form, always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith, is considered by me to be the most perfect." Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Now, Arjuna asked, right, who is perfect? So, Krishna is very clearly stating over here. He said, whoever is going to focus on my personal form and he's going to worship with a lot of shraddha, a lot of faith, and a lot of devotion, he is going to be he is the most perfect yogi in yoga. So, how to understand God's impersonal form, personal form? Like, for example, we can give an example. This is the example we give, that there is a bus coming from very far off. When the bus is at a huge distance, very far off, you can only see the headlights shining, right? You'll see only headlights. You don't make out what is coming. There is something coming, but only you can see the light. Even in the train, when you're standing at the train station, the train is coming from very far off. What is the first thing you see? Is the headlights, the lights shining. It seems as if some light is approaching towards you. But then slowly, when the bus or the train is coming closer to the station, bus station or the train station, you can see the form, the shining form. Along with the headlights, you can also see the form of the bus or the train, whatever is coming towards the station. Then at last, when it comes to the bus stand or the train station, right in front of you, then you can clearly see everything. You can see all the people sitting in the bus. You can see everything, right? When the bus was very far off, you could see only little light. When it came little closer, you could see the form. And when it came totally at the bus stand, you could see the whole bus, the wheels, the driver, the people sitting in the bus, everything, right? So you can see everything. So what happens is the bus was the same, but on being closer to it, your understanding of different attributes like color, shape, passenger doors, windows, it grew further. When you saw the light, nothing was there in your mind except light. When it came form, you saw, okay, there is some form coming. When it came completely near you, you could see absolutely, you could understand everything. Similarly, the knowers who are trying to seek truth, absolute truth, there is only one super entity. There is only one Bhagavan, right? One God. But he is manifesting in three ways. What are those three ways? One is Brahman, the light, headlights. Paramatma, the four-handed Narayana form, the super soul in our heart, the form that we are seeing. And then Bhagavan, which right in front of your bus stand, you got the bus with, you could see everything. So there are not three different gods. There are three manifestations of one supreme almighty God. So their qualities are different. You see the light, that's the effulgence of the Lord. Then you see four-handed Paramatma form, that's the form you see. And then complete Bhagwan, you see Saumya Rupa, Shyam Sundar Rupa. So their qualities are different, right? But what process do the devotees take up? Let's see. So these are the processes that devotees take up. What are these 9 processes? Prahlad says in Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, he says, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atmanivedanam, Iti Punsarpita Vishnu, Bhaktishchainava Priyeta Bhagvat Yatha Tanmanyedhitamuttamam. That's what Prahlad Maharaj says. He says that if you are doing hearing, chanting about the Lord, Shravanam Kirtanam, about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, everything about Leela's pastimes, about Lord Vishnu. He says, remembering them, serving his lotus feet, offering respectful worship, then being his servant, considering Lord as our best friend, surrendering everything to him. He's saying, if we do that with our body, with our mind, with our deed, with our words, then these 9 processes will be accepted by the Lord as pure devotional service. And whoever dedicates his life through these 9 processes of devotional service, you have to understand that you have got the knowledge as to what to do, how to proceed, what is the process, and then you have acquired complete knowledge. Let's move on. ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देशम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवं सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः. Yes, Aishwarya Mataji, Hare Krishna.
But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, that all-pervading, inconceivable, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such person engaged in the welfare of all at last achieves me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So some do not directly worship Krishna, but they want to achieve Krishna. The goal is to achieve Krishna, but they don't go direct way, right? They will not take the lift. So they want to take the steps. So that's the indirect way. They will also achieve the same goal. They will also achieve Krishna, but it's a very difficult way of going. Is going by stairs easier to 35th floor, or going by lift to 34th floor is easier? Definitely we should take the easier path. Otherwise we'll get tired and then we'll be sitting there. One janam is finished. Then you take another janam, continue going on the steps. It's very difficult. It's indirect path, but it will reach the same destination, 35th floor only, Lord Krishna only. But for that, if you are going to go indirectly, then you have to control your senses. You have to, render service to everyone. You have to engage in the welfare of all beings. It's not easy. It's not very easy to achieve, right? That's what Lord Krishna is trying to explain. क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ताहिकतेर् दुःखम् देहवद्भिरवाप्यते. I think I have only Aishwarya Mataji here, so please read, Mataji.
Yeah. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the supreme advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So there are a group of transcendentalists, spiritual people who want to follow the path of impersonal feature of the Lord. They are in Jnana Yoga. They have got the knowledge. They are in Jnana Yoga. They want to follow the impersonal feature, Ashtanga Yoga and all that they want to do. They are Jnana Yogis. Person who are in Krishna consciousness, they are devotees. They follow those 9 processes of devotional service. So they are called Bhakti Yogis, right? So what is the difference between Jnana Yogis and Bhakti Yogis? So Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, the process of Jnana Yoga, ultimately it is going to bring to the same goal. They will also achieve Krishna, but it's very troublesome. Whereas the path of Bhakti Yoga, it is direct. You are directly in connection with God. You are calling directly. You are in direct touch with Prime Minister of the country. It's like that. So you are in direct service to the Supreme. You are directly serving the Supreme Personality of God. It's easier. It's natural. Rather than go through all the ministries and ultimately go to the Prime Minister. Which one is easier? Going, if you know Prime Minister directly, isn't that easier? If you can approach him. So that is the difference. So question is, why is worship of formless Brahman so difficult? Why that indirect process is so difficult? First reason, it is that because we are human beings, we are living entities. We have a form, right? We have got this body. So naturally, when we see another body, we have a habit of interacting with another form. It has been from endless lifetimes that we see a body and we are able to interact with that. If you say, okay, here God is there, but you cannot see, but you focus and do. We don't know where to look, what to do. We'll be looking around everywhere. Try to focus. We don't know what to focus upon, right? So our mind has this wonderful, enchanting form of Lord. And if we want to meditate upon God and on that form, it is easy. It is easy to focus. Okay, I will say this is the Archa Vigraha, this is the deity. Please focus on this and meditate. Then it is easy. Then we can even have that attachment towards the Lord, right? But if it is formless, I'm saying you have to fix on something. Look at the wall and keep meditating. You are trying to imagine. Your intellect cannot imagine. Your intellect is not able to, see anything concrete over there, anything real object to relate to. So very difficult to attach your mind to Krishna that way, right? So let's see this video first. You see what is happening here. And then we'll talk about it. Notice how the baby is there. What is she doing? What is it doing? And you see this cat and the kitten. See, it's the baby monkey and the baby kitten, right? So the baby monkey, it's holding its mother's belly very tightly. So it is responsible for holding on to mother's stomach. It is not being held by its mother. And if mother is jumping from one branch to another or one tree to another, it is baby monkey's responsibility to hold on to or cling tightly to its mother. Otherwise, if it's not able to do, it is going to fall off. In contrast, if you see the kitten, it's very small, very delicate, and mother takes the responsibility of carrying it. How does it do? It is holding the kitten from behind the neck and lifting it up, right? See the analogy. What do we understand? Look, now you see again. See? So the devotees of the formless Brahman can be compared to baby monkey. They have to put in their self-effort. When we are saying you have to focus on something and do the meditation, you have to cling on to Krishna. You have to put in your own self-effort. But whereas the devotees of the personal form, you can see here, they can be compared to baby kitten. They receive the divine support of Krishna. Krishna is going to hold our hands. So which is better? We can decide, right? Because Krishna protects his devotees, as he was telling in chapter 9 also. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvachanti nigachati. He said, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Means Arjuna declared it boldly to everyone, okay? My devotee will never be lost. Never ever. So that is what he says. So you can imagine over here. We were discussing about the mailboxes also, right? So that's a crude example which I can give about the mailboxes also. When we find some mailboxes on the street, and we know, we have the faith that if we put the letter in that mailbox, it is going to reach the destination without any difficulty. We have that faith, right? But if I just take any box, a look-alike post box, and I will imitation of a post box, and I will just go and keep it anywhere. It is not even authorized by the post office, right? It will not work. You put the letter in it. Do you think the postman will come and collect the letters from there? It's not authorized only. I've just put a box on the street. Nothing is going to happen. Your letter will remain there only. It will not reach the destination. Nothing is going to happen. Similarly, God also has an authorized representation. In what form? Deity form. So which is called Archa Vigraha. So Archa Vigraha is the deity form. That's God's authorized form, like the authorized post box that we keep on the street. If we put letter in that, it will definitely reach the destination. But if I put an imitation of a post box on the street and I put a letter in it, nothing is going to happen. No letter will reach anywhere. So similarly, God's authorized form is Archa Vigraha, and we are supposed to, it's Archa Vigraha is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, right? God will accept services through that form. And he is of course, he's everywhere. He's all powerful. He is omnipotent, right? But his incarnation, his Archa Vigraha, he will accept any kind of services of the devotee, just to, make it convenient for us, right? Because we are in this condition life, what to do, where to go. We need an authorized thing where we can pray, and where the letter can go to the destination. Our pleading, our request can go to the destination. So he keeps that Archa Vigraha, and we pray to that, right? Like I was telling you about yesterday, the story of the old mother-in-law who was talking about the Laddu Gopal. Similarly, Archa Vigraha, she had complete faith, and it had the heartbeat. The doctor fainted. Hey, yesterday's story, if you remember. You remember that yesterday story? Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
So he
Mataji.
confirms,
Yes,
yeah. He confirms the same statement in the next two verses. So these are the top one is the devotees of formless Brahman, and the other one are devotees of personal form. You can see both now. Now you will understand. Formless Brahman, we have to cling on to the mother, and here the Lord Krishna is going to take care of us. Archa Vigraha is the dash of the Supreme Lord.
Same form of the Supreme Lord.
incarnation.
Incarnation, yes.
Oh,
Correct.
incarnation. Okay.
ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषाम् अहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्. Yes, Kirti Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. For one who worships me, giving up all his activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, who has fixed his mind upon me, O son of Pritha, for him I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada explains very nicely in the purport. If you read that, he says, devotee, he does not have to practice any kind of Ashtanga yoga or anything to go to Goloka Vrindavan, because as I told you, Krishna will take up the responsibility. He is very clearly stating that I am the deliverer. I will take care of you. Same way as how a parent would take care of a child, right? So Krishna is also going to take care of us. He will come, he will be riding on his Garuda bird carrier, as you can see in the picture. And, even though a man has fallen in the ocean, he's struggling very hard to swim over there. He may be an expert swimmer, but he's trying to, wade himself out. It's very difficult in the ocean, right, to save yourself. And when you are in this material world, it's very difficult. When troublesome time comes, it's very difficult to swim through it, right? But if someone is completely, at that moment, someone comes and helps you, you are in real problem in your life. And someone from somewhere, Krishna will send. If you are a devotee, Krishna will send, and he will say, I'm coming from here. I want to help you. I want to do this for you. You will be wondering, I was in trouble. How? I don't even know that person. That person has come and he has helped me and gone. It's like, some miracle happening to you. It is like, someone will come, pick you up from the water, and then you are rescued. Who has come? How he has come? You don't even know. You don't even realize. So it's the Lord. Lord picks up the devotee from the material existence. He will send his representative, or he will come in some form or the other and save you if you are a devotee. So what do we have to do for that? Very simple, right? Practice the easy process of Krishna consciousness. Engage in 9 processes of devotional service, and then chant his name, holy mantra, holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then that's it. A devotee of the Lord, he can approach the supreme destination very easily and very happily. It's very easy process, but we have to be very consistent about it. Even in the 18th chapter of Bhagavadgita, the conclusive chapter says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Come to me, leave, abandon all varieties of religion, and mam ekam sharanam, mam ekam, me, come to me. And I will make sure that aham tvam sarva papebhya, I will make sure that you get rid of all your sinful reactions. And moksha ishyami ma shuchaha, don't worry, don't fear. I will make sure I will deliver you. Surrender to me, that's it. So in this way, God himself comes as the savior. He will help the devotees. He will deliver us from Mrityu Samsara Sagarat, right? The cycle of life and death. So you can imagine what kind of strong recommendations Lord Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita, right? He is giving us all kinds, huge range of services there. We are being guaranteed for this life also and the coming life also, right? So he's saying devotional service is the best. So let's see the difference between devotee and impersonalist. Devotee meditates on deity form. Impersonalist meditates on formless. Devotee engages all his senses, in devotional service, and he controls the senses. He tries to control. He doesn't want the senses mind to wander away anywhere. He understands Krishna through devotional service by rendering Navavida Bhakti, 9 processes of devotional service. He understands Brahman through reading Upanishads, non-perceptual feelings, He is not having the real easy and natural. Here it's little troublesome because mind wanders away. Intimate personal relationship with the Lord. No relationship with the Lord. Krishna delivers his devotees. It depends on his or her own endeavor, like the baby monkey. And complete realization you get, Satchit Ananda Vigraha. And here you get partial realization, which is Sat, which is Brahman realization. Yeah. Mayeva manadasva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayaha. Ashwari Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always, without a doubt. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada very nicely explains this in his purport. He says, whoever is engaged in Lord Krishna's devotional service has direct relationship, direct contact. Imagine you have a direct contact with Prime Minister or the President of the country. How would you feel? You feel so elated, right? I know the Prime Minister. We are very close. It's like that, direct relationship with the Supreme Lord, So there is no doubt that his position is transcendental from the very beginning. From very beginning, he will be on that higher level stage, right? If you know the Prime Minister, you are on that higher level stage from the beginning. So devotee, he does not live on the material plane. He lives in the transcendental plane. He is in the Krishna consciousness plane. He is taking Krishna's holy name, right? And he knows Krishna. And if I take Krishna's name, they are not different. They are all same. I'm chanting Krishna's name. I'm thinking about Krishna only. Yeah. While chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we are using that tongue continuously. When we are offering food to Krishna, we are offering bhoga to Krishna. Krishna directly is accepting from us, right? So it's like that the whole prasada, the devotee becomes Krishnized according to Srila Prabhupada's terms. He becomes Krishnized, says Srila Prabhupada, by eating the prasadam. That is called Ananya Bhakti. It's the topmost bhakti, right? So it's very, very, very clear that very few things come in life with such a complete guarantee, like what Lord Krishna is giving over here. Guaranteed. This is guaranteed. Ananya Bhakti, if you do, you will definitely be with Krishna, right? And everything else that you will see always will have, okay, this is the condition. Even if you see with the material things that come to you, everything is, they say guaranteed, but there will be small star asterisk marks and they'll say conditions apply. But with Krishna, Ananya Bhakti, it's guaranteed. There is no conditions. Sadhana Bhakti. Atha chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mai stiram abhyasa yogena tataha mamichhaptum dhananjaya. Yes, Jhuma Mataji.
My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, you will develop a desire to attain me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So in this verse, 2 processes of Bhakti Yoga are indicated. What are the 2 processes of Bhakti Yoga? First Bhakti Yoga process is one who has actually developed attachment for Krishna. He loves Krishna. And second one, he has not developed that attachment for Krishna, right? So these are the 2 processes. Fixing the mind on Krishna is the perfection of sadhana. You are spiritual practicing sadhana, then you are fixing your mind on Krishna. But as soon as you start on this path, it's not that you will become an expert only or you will become perfect. So what should those people do who cannot perfectly fix their mind on God? I'm trying, but I'm not able to do. So what do I do? So Lord Krishna is telling that they should remember him with devotion. Just remember me. Like as we keep saying, right? Practice makes a man perfect. So you have to do abhyasa yoga. So Lord Krishna says, abhyasa yogena tataha mamichhaptum dhananjaya abhyasa yoga. You have to do abhyasa, practice. Okay, I know you're not perfect. It's okay. Keep practicing. So each time your mind is wandering away somewhere, try to bring it back to remembering his names, his forms, his virtues, his pastimes, his abodes, and all that, right? That's what Lord Krishna is telling. So he's telling about sadhana bhakti. How many different processes of bhakti yoga are indicated in 12.9?
4.
2. Yes.
2. Okay.
So let's follow the rules and regulations. What are the whole process to purify the senses by? You have to purify the senses by guidance of a spiritual master, rise early, enter temples and offer prayers, chant Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, offer flowers to the deities, cook for deities, honor the prasadam, constant hearing of Bhagavadgita and Srimad Bhagavatam from pure devotees. Qualification is anyone can do. There is no qualification. Anyone can do. What is the result? Surety of love of Supreme Personality of Godhead, our beloved Krishna. You can see it's so simple, so easy, right? So can we develop an attachment for Krishna? Let's see. Is it easy? You have to tell me yes or no. So please check it for yourself if you can do it. Okay. So can you do it? Yes or no? Just tell me how many yeses or no's you have got. Am I getting committed towards it, towards attachment for Krishna? Am I feeling positive while attending classes or, thinking about Krishna? Do I want to seriously give it a try? Yes or no? If 3 or more yes, please chant loudly.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare.
Very good. Very good. Now you are on the path of Bhakti Yoga. Very good. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Abhyasepya samarthosi matkarma paramo bhava adarthamapi karmani kurvan siddhimavapsisi. Kirti Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is the instruction over here? Practice to remember God, right? In the previous verse is practice. Try to practice. Abhyasa yoga. But it's often easier said than done, right? Because our mind is made up of this material energy, Maya, and it's running after to this material object, this, that, everything, right? It runs all over. So taking it towards God, it needs a lot of a very conscious and determined effort it's needed, right? So we are told like, we should think of God. So we try to do that. Okay, think of God. Okay, fine. But at the moment we are absorbed in our work, God slips out of the mind, right? We are absorbed in something else. So what should people do who find it so difficult to even practice the remembrance of God? He said, Abhyasa yoga, okay, but I forget, what do I do now? So all times of the day, I'm not able to do. So Krishna is answering the question in this verse. What is he saying? He's saying those who cannot constantly remember throughout, they should practice to simply work for him. Do something for him. Some seva, something you do. In whatever work you perform, Krishna says you must cultivate the habit that they are doing for Krishna's pleasure. Whatever, whether it is cooking, whether it is cleaning, whatever you do. Okay, Krishna, it's for you. That's it. It does not mean that we stop all our work. We will continue to do our work. We will earn our living. We'll do our jobs. Small little change is needed in the way we do, in the way we think actually. Rather than thinking that we are earning money for our enjoyment, let us start thinking, okay, I am earning, I've got a job, I have a family, so I'm going to earn money. I'm going to take care of my family with the earnings so that I will be able to support them. and that little bit money, whatever we save, I will try to donate it to the temple or in the service of God or charity or whatever. I will do something for God, something for Krishna. Same way, we cannot stop eating, we cannot stop sleeping, we cannot stop bathing. We have to keep doing our daily chores, right? But we can develop Krishna consciousness. How? We should say, I want to stay healthy, Krishna, so that I can serve you. We can say that way, right? The moment we need to be clean, inside and outside. So the moment we start practicing for Krishna's pleasure, slowly, we'll naturally stop engaging in whatever selfish acts that we do. And then slowly we get into this devotional. It takes time, it takes practice. And soon we'll be able to focus upon him and then ultimately love Krishna. So this is Karma Yoga. Then there is no assured result, Sakama Karma. Athai padapya shaktosi kartum matyogama sarva karma phalatyagam tatah kuruyat atmavan. Yes, Jhuma Mataji.
If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness, then try to add giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So from 12.8, Lord Krishna has given 3 ways for Arjuna's welfare. What did he say? In 12.8, he said, engage in Lord Krishna's devotional service. Ananya Bhakti, he said. Then he said, okay, develop an attachment to Krishna and then do Abhyasa. That is Sadhana Bhakti. So Ananya Bhakti is fixed completely in Krishna, love for Krishna. Ananya. There is no other way. Complete love. That is Ananya Bhakti. Okay, next is practice. So Sadhana Bhakti, right? If you can't do that also, then in 12.10, what did Krishna say? He said, Arjuna, do something for me. Karma Yoga, do something. But, purified, with purified purified intellect. Now, 4th one. Still not sure about our relationship with Krishna? You have not yet realized him? It's impossible to work for his pleasure? What to do? Okay. Now in 12.11, Krishna is giving 4th alternative for welfare. What is he saying? Arjuna, keep doing your work as before, but become detached to the results of your action. Whatever you're doing, do. But don't think that you are the doer. Detachment from the results, fruits of action. Such detachment what will happen is purify your own mind from this kind of tamas guna, mode of ignorance, and rajas guna, mode of passion. And then slowly we move on to the mode of goodness platform. Slowly sattva guna will come inside us. We will not think always about ourselves. So in this way, renouncing the fruits of our action or our efforts, it will help remove the contamination that we have in our mind, and it will make our intellect very, very strong. This way we will be able to move in the higher levels of sadhana, Ananya Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti, Karma Yoga. Now there is no assured result. We are Sakama Karma. We want something out of whatever we do. So we must give up the results of our work and work for Krishna. So next, if one cannot follow regulative principles, let's see. Kirti Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Most people, what do? We will go, we'll take bath, we'll perform, we'll practice, we'll do our rituals, but mechanically. It's like a robot doing something. We are doing something mechanically, we are doing, but we are not actually engaging our mind in God. While doing all the deep, we are lighting up the diya, we are putting we are doing everything. But in mind, it is going like, okay, after this, I have to do this. And then why did she say that to me? She shouldn't have been saying this to me. And you're lighting up. So you're doing everything over there, but mechanically and not engaging our mind to God. So usually, whenever we are purchasing a house or a vehicle or a car or something, we call a pandit to do the puja, right? He comes and he does all the pujas. He'll put everything, all the ritualistic activities, everything is going on. And while performing, the panditji is chanting his mantras. He is doing mantras. We are also sitting. Mind is elsewhere. We are not following what he is saying. We don't even follow what he is saying. We don't even know what he is chanting. And there are some other people, the guests who have come, they are sitting in another room. sipping tea, coffee, whatever that is being offered to them. They are talking about they are talking about saris, jewelry, men are into cars, properties, stuff like that. And for them, the puja or devotion is nothing more than performing an empty ritual. It's an empty ritual because mind is not engaged over there. They are doing it because their parents told them to do, or maybe it is a practice that the ancestors have been doing the same way, so they have to do it. Performing rituals mechanically or doing just for namesake, it's not a bad thing. Because after all, something is better than nothing. At least such people are externally, not internally, but externally, at least they're engaging in devotion. Even though it's not real internal devotion. But Lord Krishna is saying over here that we have to develop spiritual knowledge slowly and gradually. And why? Because if we get that spiritual knowledge, we will understand that our main goal is to become Krishna conscious. That's our main goal. And it will slowly sink in. It won't happen in a day or two, right? So when we get into this kind of knowledge that, okay, yes, that is our goal, then we slowly move beyond that empty rituals. Then we get this desire, okay, no, I want to purify my mind. My words should be pure. My mind should be pure. My action should be pure. Then instead of having just mere knowledge, having just knowledge cannot clean your heart, right? So that is why Krishna says that higher than cultivation of knowledge is the process of engaging the mind in meditation. So knowledge, over knowledge is meditation, right? First knowledge, cultivation of knowledge. Very good. You are getting the knowledge. However, better than knowledge, Lord Krishna is saying, is meditation. You engage your mind in meditation. Yes. Then knowledge, meditation, give up results of your action completely, right? Then what will happen? You are trying to control your mind through meditation. Then slowly, what happens? We develop detachment from all these worldly things that we are going around, right? Kabhi ye dekhna hai, mujhe wahan jana hai, shopping karna hai, all this. Slowly you will start losing interest. And when mind develops detachment, then you can practice the next step. Okay, now, do you want to go out? No, I don't feel like going out. I don't want to watch shopping. No, enough. I don't want to go. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go to the party. It is detached now. Next process is renunciation of the fruits of action. You're doing something, but you're not taking credit for anything. I'm supposed to do, I'm doing it. That's it. So what will happen then? That doership is gone. So it will help you to move away from Maya, because you're not saying, I'm not the one who's doing. It's Krishna. I'm supposed to do, I've done it, but it's not, I am the doer. So it will help us go to higher stages. So direct process is not possible for everyone, right? So Lord Krishna says indirect process is also good, but he doesn't recommend it for Arjuna. Why he doesn't recommend for Arjuna is because Arjuna is already in that loving stage. He is already in that loving devotional service to Krishna. He doesn't need to go through indirect process. He doesn't have to follow the meditation, Ashtanga Yoga and all. It is for others who are not yet at that loving devotional stage. For them, if they want gradual process of renunciation, knowledge, meditation, realization of supreme, super soul, and then Brahman realization, that is the step. Knowledge, meditation, then realization of super soul, Paramatma, then Brahman level, like that, they can follow the steps. But as far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, direct method is what is stressed in Bhagavad Gita. Everyone is advised, take the direct method, surrender to Lord, surrender to Krishna. Everything that is what is strongly recommended. So you can see how broad-minded Lord Krishna is, how accommodative Lord Krishna is, how non-judgmental Lord Krishna is. He's so merciful. He's giving us so many options, so many choices, so many alternatives, right? So we should at least take some of it, right, from here. What are the steps of indirect process if one cannot directly come to the stage of devotional service? First, you have to cultivate,
Cultivate
knowledge,
meditation,
meditation,
giving up results of labor.
Yes, Rekha Mataji, very good. Okay. Yes, Juma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
One who is not envious, but who is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor, who is free from false ego and equal both in happiness and distress, who is always satisfied and engaged in devotional service with determination, and whose mind and intelligence are in agreement with me. He is very dear to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is explaining very nicely. He says, a pure devotee, he doesn't get disturbed. Kuch bhi ho jaye. He is not jealous of anyone. He is not envious of anyone. You know, he doesn't become enemy's enemy also. He thinks this person is acting like my enemy. Maybe मैंने पिछले जन्म में कुछ बुरा काम किया होगा. I must have done something bad in my past life. You know, it is better to suffer now. You know, कोई बात नहीं. Let it happen. It's better to suffer than to protest, because I don't want to repeat this to happen again and again. So he's always very calm. Okay, I must have done something bad. That's why he's scolding me so badly. And he's very quiet. He's very patient. Any distressful condition, he's just calm. Like them, Sant ki tarah. He's very kind to everyone. Even to his enemy, he's talking very politely. Nirmamo nirahankara. Nirmamo is detached completely. He knows that he is not the body, he is just a soul. He is free from any kind of ahankar, false ego. Completely equipoised in happiness and distress. He's tolerant. He's always being very patient, very self-satisfied. He is not wanting anything from anyone. No expectations whatsoever. 100% he will follow all the spiritual masters' guidelines. His senses are controlled because he's very determined in what he wants to do. He will not, get into this false arguments given by others. He will completely go. You say whatever you like. I am doing my devotional service. I am following. He is very determined. He is fully conscious that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All these qualifications, that helps him to fix his mind on Lord Krishna's lotus feet. Of course, such a standard of devotional service is undoubtedly very, very rare, right? But Lord is saying, Krishna is saying that such a devotee is very dear to me. Yo me bhaktas same priyaha. I love such devotees, Lord Krishna says. But these are the qualities that we need to develop. Yes, please, Kirti Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. As such, our soul is as such pure. It is uncontaminated. The problem is when it is covered by this kind of impure mind, right? Once these impurities are removed, the moment we remove the impurities from our heart, we will see that our soul will be shining like anything. So Lord Krishna here is describing some more qualities of that develop in his devotees, who are Krishna's devotee. Such devotee, he says, my devotees, they are not, they don't annoy anyone. Devotion, it melts. It's the moment you're in devotion, you will see, you will become very soft-hearted and you will become very gentle with everything. If you want to know whether you are becoming a devotee or not, these are the symptoms. He is not agitated by anyone. Others may hurt you, but then others will definitely hurt you. You can't stop them from hurting you, but devotee will never hurt others. He will make sure he will not hurt others. Others will not stop hurting you. It is material world. It is going to happen, right? Yasman no dvijate lokaha, lokan no dvijate chaya, means Loka will do whatever is there. You will not. Jesus Christ, he did good to all, but others hurt him, right? But when he was crucified, he said, Father, oh Father in heaven, please forgive them because they know not what they are actually doing, right? Haridas Thakur, he was beaten in 22 marketplaces. But what did he say? He prayed to Lord. He said, please forgive them. Please forgive them, Lord. They do not know. They are ignorant souls, God. He is always equipoised. Whether it's dukh ho, sukh ho, whatever it might be. Like, passing summer. Okay, if summer has come, winter will come. Winter will come, summer, spring, whatever. Harsha, marsha, bhayo, dvegaihi, mukto, yes, sach me priya. So never mind. Whatever it is happening, is happening. He is equipoised. He is free. There is no fear. There is no anxiety. This is the work I am supposed to do. I have done it. Now I'm not scared. The cause is, why we get fear and why we are getting so anxious about everything, attachment. The moment we don't have attachment, There is no fear, there is no anxiety. You can see that even whether it is a job, it's family, it's any material thing, you notice, you try to observe yourself now. The moment we get detached from material objects, you see, you will become very fearless. Otherwise, oh, I have put that expensive thing over there, somebody will take it. Don't have that attachment, you will forget. You won't even have that anxious nature, that won't be there anymore. Which of these is not a devotee's qualification? Not.
He never disturbs anyone,
but get disturbed.
Yes. The people will disturb him, but he won't get disturbed. Yeah. Yes. Juma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
A devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and who does not strive for some result, is very dear to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Lord is continuously telling some more qualities that develop in his devotees. Once you become Krishna's devotee, you will understand these are the qualities in you. You say, oh, I've become a devotee now. Anapeksha is neutral, is indifferent, worldly gains, whatever, to a poor person, loss or gain of 100 rupees also, it matters a lot. It's very, very important for him. But someone like Tata, Ambani's and all those people, it's insignificant. 100 rupees is nothing for them, right? They will not even give any further thought. 100 rupees nahi hai, koi baat. For a poor person, 100 rupees matters a lot. Similarly, devotees, they are very rich in Krishna's divine love. So for them, these worldly things, these, simple TV, this VCR, this gadgets and all these cars and everything. It's like, how Ambani may see 100 rupees. It's so insignificant for them because their love is, they're so rich in Krishna's love. Shuchi, pure. Externally and internally, they're completely pure, right? Their minds are completely absorbed in Krishna. So they move away from kama, krodha, moh, love, moh, matsarya, lust, anger, greed, envy, ego. They move away from that. So they prefer to keep the external body and the whole environment very pure. They will clean the whole place, right? And in English, we used to read also, cleanliness is next to godliness. So like that, they will be completely pure externally as well as internally. And they are very daksha. Shuchi is daksha. Daksha means what? They are very skillful. They will, whatever task you give them, they'll say, yes, God, I've got this opportunity. I've got this seva. I will do with utmost care and attention. They will not just do it, okay, karna hai, Bhagwan ka kaam hai, okay, I will do it. No carelessness. They'll skillfully do that job. Whether it is making a garland for God, whether it is making prasadam, 100% skill. Udasina gativyataha. Udasino means what? They're free from, they don't care. They don't care about anything. They have surrendered to Krishna. Whatever is it, Krishna will take care, right? Gata vyataha means they're not troubled at all. They have put in their best efforts. They have surrendered the results to God. And whatever will happen, Krishna arpana vastu. Everything is Krishna's. Whatever happens, happens, right? And Sarva Rama Parityagi. Parityagi is renouncer, no selfishness at all. Service attitude is there in them. They want to help. They want to help. Anything and everything. They are beyond this selfishness thing. They don't care about anything. They just want to help people. Such devotees. These are the symptoms of Lord's devotees. A devotee is pure.
Inwardly and
Inwardly
outwardly.
and outwardly.
Yes, correct. Yes, please. Raina Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. One who neither grasps pleasure or grief, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things, is very dear to me. Hare Krishna.
He continues with the devotees' qualities. See, this is how we will come to know how good a devotee we are. So this helps us to understand. Yona rishyati na dveshti. Rishyati means take pleasure, not dveshati. You don't grieve also. You are not rejoicing either in mundane pleasures, or you're not despairing or feeling sad on these worldly sorrows. This happened, okay. This has, you won a lottery, very good. You have lost everything, okay. So you're like in that level, Suddenly, if electricity goes and it's dark, you're scared. But if someone shows a candle or a torch light, you feel happy. Oh God, thank God you have showed me the light. I was feeling so scared now. But if somebody at that moment blows off the candle again, you'll say, what are you doing? It's so, it's dark. I can't even see anything. And why did you blow off the candle? You become very angry and upset like that, But if you're standing in the noonday sun, under the noonday sun, whether somebody shows you candle, somebody shows you the lamp, they blow it out, they show you the torchlight, doesn't matter, because the light is there, the noon light is there. It's the same situation. Devotees who are in Krishna consciousness, they are completely in the light, they're in that light. They're above pleasure and grief. They don't care about anything. Nothing happens to them. Na shochati, na kankshati. They don't lament about anything. They're not crying about anything. No kanksha. There is no desire. There is no akanksha. They are not wanting something. They are not hankering after, I want this, I want this, I want this. They have attained the love of God. They don't want anything else. They would, phone gum gaya, koi baat nahi. Property kaisa ho gaya, no problem. This has happened, no problem. Nothing happens to them. Shubha, ashubha parityagi. Whether it is auspicious, whether it is inauspicious, they renounce everything. They just leave everything. Whatever good, bad actions, they just leave. We earlier learned about karma, vikarma, akarma, right? So devotees, they renounce vikarma, evil deeds. And because they don't want to displease Krishna, they don't want to, all karmas, whatever they are performing, it has to be akarma, inaction. They should not take the result of their action, because they are not doing for themselves, they are doing for Krishna. Bhakti manness same priyaha. They are bhakti man, full of devotion, devotees filled with devotion. Complete, the whole man, the mind is completely in devotion. So the heart of a devotee, it's ocean of love for God. He is not thinking about him. So Lord Krishna says, such devotees are very deep to him. So let's read this. Continue. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contamination, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and engaged in devotional service, is very dear to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna is continuously telling, right, about these devotees. Samashatraucha mitrecha, whether it is a friend or an enemy, doesn't matter. So there is the story about King Prahlad. Once his son named Virochan, he got into an argument with Guru's son, Sudhanva. So Virochan said, I am superior to you, Sudhanva, because I am the son of a king. Main to Raja ka beta hoon. Sudhanva said, no, I think I am superior to you because I am the son of a rishi. So they were both very young, very immature, and they laid bets. Chalo shart lagate. Whoever is going to be proved superior, that person is going to live, the other person has to die. Just immaturity, children. So now who will be the judge of all this? So Rishi's son says, Sudhanva says, Virochan, your father, Prahlad, King Prahlad should be the judge. So Virochan, no, how can he be? Then later on you will say, Arey Papa ne to wo partiality kar diya. He was biased. You will complain that he has been partial. So, this one Sudhanva says, no. My father Rishi Angirasi says that Prahlad, your father, is perfectly impartial, and he will never ever differentiate between a friend and a foe, or an enemy. So both the boys, they go to King Prahlad, and Virochan says, Father, can you please tell me the answer of a question? Am I superior, or this Sudhanva is superior to me? So Prahlad says, why are you asking this question anyway? Why did you get this question in your mind, first of all? No, Father, what we did is we have laid bets on it, and whoever is going to be the correct person will live, and the other person has to die. Prahlad smiled. He said, you know what? Your friend Sudhanva only is superior, He said, because he is the son of your father's guru. So Prahlad said, okay, please, he has laid bets, so my son has to be taken to gallows. He has to be killed now. Take him away. Immediately Sudhanva intervened. Wait, King Prahlad, wait. I have a second question for you. Can I ask? Yes, ask. What is it? Am I superior to you or not? Prahlad says, see, I was born in a family of demons, Daitya family, while you are a son of a rishi, who is also my guru also. So definitely you are superior, Sudhanva. So Sudhanva says, in that case, will you agree to my instruction? He says, yeah, sure. What is it? He says, please leave Virochan. And then Prahlad immediately in the same tone, he says, leave him. Same tone as he said, take him to gallows. Same tone, he says, leave him. So as you can imagine, how impartial he was. Immediately all the devatas who were there came and showered flowers on him and hailed the quality of justice that Prahlad Maharaj showed. So this attitude of justice, it came naturally to Prahlad as such. Because why? He's a perfect devotee of the Lord. So we are talking about the qualities of the devotee, right? Prahlad Maharaj, he was equal to friend, or foe, relative, kin, outsider, inside, anyone, right? Will we be able to do such justice? If it happened to us, we cannot. It's very difficult. Katha mana apamanayo. Apman, honor or dishonor. Mana or apamana. Doesn't matter. He is equipoised. Lord Krishna, he mentions, devotees, they will not pay any kind of heed to love and dishonor and honor. Like in love marriage, whenever there is a love marriage, boy falls very deeply in love with a girl, and they know that people are going to gossip about them. And when their relationship becomes very deep, then he or she, they don't care about what people are going to say about them. They don't care about honor and dishonor, right? Similarly, even in devotee, when this flame of love burns so deeply, he stops thinking about what people are going to say. What are they going to say? Oh, I have shaved my head. I'm wearing this dhoti. I'm wearing this tilak. What people are going to talk about? They just it goes out of their thing. It doesn't carry any more importance to them. Shitoshna sukha dukkheshu. They are, whether it is cold, hot, joy, sorrow, doesn't matter to them. They are equipped. Whether it is a favorable situation to them, unfavorable situation may come in your life, doesn't matter. You can see Srila Prabhupada. He lost so much in his business, right? Yet he remained equipoised. And he felt whatever God has built, it will happen. How much suffering he did. He went all alone to US. Nothing, no support, nothing. But he remained equipoised. Samasanga varjitaha means what? He is away from this unfavorable association. He doesn't want to be with people, who are talking all gossiping, all kinds of nonsense they are talking, right? There are two kinds of sang. One is kusang, means not favorable association. And one is satsang, which is favorable association. So he would move towards satsang and leave those people who are gossiping, gambling, drinking. He doesn't want to engage in that, but he will engage in satsang. Then tulya ninda stutir mauni. Tulya ninda means whether you're praising him or you're criticizing him, he is not going to react to anything. He will respond, never react. So they are externally motivated, appreciation, rejection, it doesn't matter to them. Internally only they are so motivated. They don't need external thing to motivate them. Aniketa sthiramati means silent contemplation. They're very quiet. Like, for example, crows and swans. Crows will go, they are drawn, attracted towards wherever there is garbage. And swans, they are attracted towards the quiet lakes. So the mind of worldly people, they want to go, kya hua tha? And they will gather together and start gossiping like garbage. It's like garbage, gossiping. Whereas devotees, they are always quiet. Whenever it is a gossiping thing, they will choose to remain quiet. And they only want, and whenever they will open their mouth, they will open their mouth to talk about only Lord Krishna. Otherwise, they will choose to remain silent. How swans are drawn towards the lake, right? Their minds are drawn towards the topic of Lord Krishna, his names, his forms. Santushto yena kenachit means what? They're satisfied, self-satisfied, content. Santushto, they're content. So whatever comes their way, jo bhi hai, theek hai, whatever it is, this is there for my survival, I'm happy. Just they need only that much. That is enough for them for everyday survival. Their mind is fixed in Lord Krishna. They only and only think of Lord Krishna. So luckily what happens, if one directly gets this desire to engage in Krishna consciousness, in this Navavidha Bhakti, 9 processes of devotional service, he does not have to go step by step to improve in his spiritual realization. He can directly go. What is meant by saying a devotee is silent?
C.
He doesn't speak anything nonsense.
Yes, correct. He doesn't speak anything nonsense. When he talks only about Lord Krishna. Yes, please. Juma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
He who follows this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engages himself with faith, making me the supreme goal, is very, very dear to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ye tu dharmamritamidam yatoktam paryupasate shraddhadhana mat paramaha bhaktaste tiva me priyaha. So how is Lord Krishna concluding this chapter? He is summing up the answer to Arjuna's question. Beginning of the chapter, Arjuna asked, who is more superior, the one who is devoted to the personal form or through bhakti yoga, or those who are worshipping your formless Brahman form through Jnana Yoga? Krishna, please, can you tell me? That time he was telling. So Lord Krishna immediately answered also in the second verse itself. He said, I think, I consider them to be the highest yogis who are completely engaged in the devotion upon my personal form. He told very clearly. Then he continuously told about bhakti, then how to perform devotion, what are the qualities of all the devotees. And now what is he concluding? He's saying the supreme path for spirituality is nothing but bhakti. So this path is recommended in this chapter. So of course, there is no doubt that devotional service is the absolute path for self-realization and to attain Lord Krishna's grace, right? So, but how to do bhakti? Very simple. We have to surrender. We have to be completely humble. We can't have this arrogant nature that I am the doer, right? In complete humility, if we surrender, we will be able to reach Golokadham. And these are the qualities that endear Lord Krishna. With this, we come to the end, chapter 12. Bhakti is the best, worshipper of impersonal feature. Devotees are perfect. Krishna personally delivers the devotees, we saw. Then we also saw progressive stages of devotion, Ananya Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti, Karma Yoga. Then qualities that Krishna loves, attitude towards oneself. He is not worried about pleasure or grief, neither laments nor desires, renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things, right? Then dealing with other living entities. He is always very same, whether it is a friend or an enemy, doesn't matter. Whether you are dishonoring him, honoring him, it doesn't matter to them. Whether it's happiness or distress, doesn't matter to him, right? He is like that only. Then a reaction when things happen to him, he's not disturbed. He's not disturbed, he's equipoised. Happy state, sad state, whenever nothing happens to him, right? Dealing with Lord, he is not envious, but he is a very kind friend. He is always thinking about others. He is free from false ego. He is humble. He is completely not at all arrogant. He is satisfied when he is engaged in devotional service with determination. And Lord Krishna says, they are all dear to me. Yes. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, everyone.